to another podcast, Relationship Rehab.
Episode number 3, season 1. Let's go.
Let's go. Tell the people the topic.
Well, the topic is who should be the better communicator?
The man or the woman in the relationship.
But do we go back to the man and the woman being the head and the tail, or the tail and the head? Or
No. I feel like women are naturally the better communicators.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Why? Because y'all build on emotion.
Because
y'all more emotional than us.
First of all, we use more words daily. We don't have a problem with speaking our mind.
Oh my Lord.
We're gonna let you know how we feel.
Okay.
You know, I just feel like we're just better communicators. Men, y'all will shut down quick.
Shut down like Billy Brown? I don't think we can shut down. We just more as a man, we just, we try to hide our emotions because we don't want to like share it, which is not good.
But it creates problems for us because I feel like we're always walking on eggshells trying to figure out what's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I really don't know.
Because women, we're gonna let you know, like, you made me mad or you hurt me, you hurt my feelings. We're really good at being vocal and being heard.
So the problem, not the problem, I'm not gonna say a problem. The whole situation is, excuse the lighting, because we don't have natural light right now because we actually recording at nighttime.
Yeah.
So, you see the reflection. And as the podcast go on, it's going to evolve. We're going to put pictures up. We're going to have different things. So, as of right now, just go with the flow. All right. But I think when it comes to communicating, I just think men try to hide their emotion because they don't want to share. They feel like we're raised to be tough guys. So we're raised like, you got to be tough. Don't let the woman know how you feel. Don't let her see you cry. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And since we raised that way, it's kind of hard to show our feelings because we raised to be tough. We play sports, and most sports that we play is physical sports.
Right.
So, we raised like, man, don't express yourself.
So, if that's the case, then how do you think the woman should handle something like when you're mad at her, she's not really sure if you're mad because you haven't told her?
Well,
how do we know?
Well, I think you gotta know your spouse. I think it got a man has to open up more. The problem is so many men, they don't want to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be transparent.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they walk around with this, I'm macho and things gotta go my way. I'm the man, and if I fall on my face, then I'm gonna learn from it and stuff like that. But as me being a married man, I learned how to be transparent. You have to be very transparent, and you have to open up to your spouse, because a lot of people don't open up to their spouse.
So you do feel like the woman's the better communicator?
I don't feel like she's a better communicator. I just think we communicate different. You know what I'm saying? We communicate way different than y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's not so much, like sometimes you be thinking I'm mad, but I don't be mad. I'm just naturally loud.
And he's naturally moody.
Yeah, I mean, not really moody. I'm just like...
Moods change.
Yeah.
So sometimes he's hard to read, and then sometimes I'm hard to read because I get quiet. So...
Yeah.
I'll get silent, like if something's bothering me or if I'm anxious about something or I'm stressed. Because sometimes I feel like he doesn't, like he said, he's not as vulnerable as I need him to be. So sometimes I don't feel comfortable coming to him with things because he's just going to be like, oh, you need to get over it. Oh, you're the only person that can work it out. Oh, you're the only person that can figure out. I don't know, man.
No, it's not that.
It's life. So sometimes I'll just be like, nah, I don't even want to talk to you, because sometimes I just need that comfort. Like, just comfort me. Just say, okay, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think sometimes
it's gonna be fine. Sometimes we just need that. Period. That's just what I need sometimes.
No,
sometimes I feel like
I'm just naturally. I guess
just like.
No.
Okay, whatever.
No, I'm not like okay.
I said that's how I feel.
Yeah, but I'm not like okay, whatever. I just feel like the things that I've been through in my life, it's like, what else can really go wrong though? It's like when you grew up in poverty, when you grew up, going through a struggle, the next struggle, you just learn how to bounce back and just like shake it off.
And I feel like it's okay, because I feel like as a female, I'm very tough. Like, I'm very bounce back. My friends probably think I don't cry or I don't have any issues, but sometimes we as women, we want our husband, especially our husband, to be our safe place. Like, that's where I go. I can be vulnerable in this place. And so it's not that I'm not gonna toughen up and suck it up the next day and keep pushing, but in that moment, I need. That's what I need.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like I said, I have to work on recognizing that moment. But I'm like, man, like when things happen and you just, to me, and I guess it's just from where I come from, I just learn how to just bounce it off. Cause it's like, okay, if I'm going through something, one thing I do know, God ain't gonna put more than me I can handle. And so whatever I'm going through at this present moment is just, to me, I look at it as temporary. And because we have so many great moments.
Right.
So how do I let one little, like for instance, if, I'm just using this scenario, let's say you've been eating lobster and steak for 45 years, and all of a sudden God says, you know what? I'm gonna strip you down a little bit so you can get a little bit more focused. And this week you gotta eat noodles the whole week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't be mad at that 1 week when you've been eating lobster and steak for 5 years straight. So I just learned, like, every moment is a moment that, you know what I'm saying? That's why I do gotta, as men, we do gotta work on our communication, because I think we just naturally hard, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? You can't, you just gotta bounce back no matter what you want to.
But I feel like in life, like, and I know in the Black community, I don't know how it is in other cultures, we've created an environment, and in Hispanic cultures too, because I hear it a lot at work. We have created an environment to where we feel like, okay, it's just life. We gotta suck it up. We gotta.
But what you supposed to do though?
You can't be. You don't have time to cry. You don't have time.
You do have time to cry. It's okay to cry.
To really cope with what you got going on and put everything out on the table, because people are gonna think you weak, or people are gonna think this way about you, and so we walk around and we hold it in because everybody says suck it up and move forward. And so by the time you suck it up and move forward for 5 or 6 years, you're in this state of, I'm about to punch a wall because I'm so stressed and I can't talk to anybody. And so I think that's where communication is important, and we have to allow that safe space in our relationships, in all types of relationships, whether it's family, mother, daughter, son, in those relationships, you have to allow space where people feel comfortable to come to you and just pour their heart out. Just listen without giving feedback sometimes.
Yeah.
Just allow that space. And I think that's just me, because I am a counselor, but just listening really helps. And people feel like, okay, I have a place where I can come and somebody will listen and somebody actually cares about what I have to say. I think that's part of communication, like productive communication.
But I think a lot of us think different too, though. Like me, I don't feel like I need to go and just tell. I don't feel like you need to listen to me, because I feel like I'm gonna press through regardless. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like if something happens, I don't. When it comes to communication, I feel like, and now I do know that we're raised to, you don't need a counselor, you don't need therapy. I do believe in therapy. You do need to have. If you actively having serious problems in your life, I think you need therapy. You know what I'm saying? But I also believe that the guy that I'm serving, he's so amazing that whatever I'm going through right now is just temporary. So I don't really.
I think I'm just saying, because I know God and I know He's real, and there's no way I would be sitting where I'm sitting if it wasn't for Him. I probably would have lost my mind. But I just think we just have to create that space where people in our lives that we love can feel comfortable coming to us. Because, man, people break down, y'all. They need that, because guess what? They're not getting it at home. They're not getting it from friends. They're not getting it from anybody. They're just walking around with all this stuff. And so I think
that's what walking around with all these bags.
As we try to become great communicators, we have to allow space for people to unpack, rebuild, That's part of good communication.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what's going on with this person because they've told me. Or they sat with me and they just cried. So, you know, not that you have to cry or that you're sad, but just let people know how you feel. It's cool. You know? You don't always have to bite your tongue. You gotta allow that space. So that's the only thing I'm saying. I just feel like women are more vocal. But believe it or not, I have plenty of boys that sit down in my office, and once I talk to them, they'll start telling me everything. So I think we just have to allow that space to vent. It's not even that they just gonna sit there forever and day, but thank you for letting me vent, miss. I'm good. So we just have to allow that. And so in our relationships, we just need to remember that. Don't always be so quick to judge the person and be like, oh, well, what's wrong with you? You need to get together. Just let them have that moment.
Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, like I said, it's just where I'm at in the communication part is I have learned just, man, after just going through so much in life, it's not too much that's going to affect me. It's just really not. I mean, I've been through some things.
You have to communicate on the daily too. Like, don't go days without communicating with your spouse, especially because tomorrow is not promised.
Never.
You just don't want another day to pass where I walk through the house all day and I didn't say shit to my husband. You know what I'm saying? So tell people you love them. Communicate. You know, communicate how you feel. Don't just walk around and go through the motions because you may leave in the morning, kiss that person goodbye, and never see them again. Communication is important. Even on the guys' part, on the women part, we have to, because once that person gone, they can't hear you. And then it's just a good way to know, you know, what's going on. I see so many people, they don't know what the hell going on with the person they live with. When they pass away or something happens is when they start finding out all this stuff. Like, that's crazy to me because you've been living with this person all this time and you didn't know these things about the person. That is just mind-boggling. So I just feel like communication is just key.
When it comes to, I mean, to me, I would say the woman is the better communicator because most women, y'all more emotional than us, and men we do tend to hold a lot of stuff in. But at the end of the day, and it depends on, everybody's different though, because to me it just depends on, you know, what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been through, my mom died from cancer. You know what I'm saying? I've been through different situations, so things that might affect you probably haven't been through that yet. So things that might affect you, you know what I'm saying, it don't affect me because I just brush it off. You know what I'm saying? But something else might affect somebody else. They might feel like, well, man, I'm going through this right now, and that might be a tough moment in life.
And sometimes it's hard to communicate when you feel like nobody understands. You feel like just nobody can relate. And so that makes it like extra hard. I know, like, I lost my grandmother in August of last year, and you know, people call you, are you okay? They text you, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm good. But there was this moment, I had to have my moment. So I locked myself in the closet. I'm going through pictures. I'm trying to get a funeral program together, and I'm just crying. But I couldn't communicate, and that's okay too. Like, cause nonverbal communication is still a form of communication. You know, like body language, how people react, and sometimes you just don't have to say anything. Just be there for support. That's a form of communication as well. So if you see somebody that's like, they're not their normal, you know, just try to be there to support. That's a form of communication, especially with children. If you have children and they always in their room, they never really come out. You want to go check on them, make sure they okay, and don't always be. I'm not saying don't be the parent, but don't always be in parent mode. What's wrong with you? You need to get out there, you know. So don't do that. You know, try to be like, you know, go in and just have a simple conversation, like you have talking to one of your friends. So, because I feel like, especially children, they feel like, oh my God, this person is always yelling, or they don't care.
They can't talk to the parent.
You busy. Don't be too busy to where you don't see those signs, because nonverbal communication is very important, and that's, to be honest with you, that's how most of the world communicates. Nonverbal.
That's true.
Facial expressions, body language, all that stuff play a role.
That's a big role.
That's a big role. That's like the number one form of communication, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to definitely, in relationships, in families, pay attention to that, because I feel like those things are key with boys, girls, women, men, everybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, when it comes to you and your spouse and y'all trying to communicate, because this topic is on who's the better communicator. And I'm speaking from the male version is that we tend to hold, our emotions in and be the tough person all the time. We're never transparent. We never let ourselves be vulnerable, because the way we was raised, we tough guy. I'm tough. You know what I'm saying? When overall, that if you're married or you with a spouse, it's very important to be transparent with them so they can understand
and
you.
with your children.
Yes. So they can understand you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? To help you in your situation. Because I'm telling you, this life we live is shortly lived, and I promise you that you don't want to live in regret. Because people living in regret, people living in, I didn't have a chance to tell this person this. You know what I'm saying? When they pass away. So, to me, it is what it is. So, I learned, tell people how you feel.
Yep.
If they don't like it, then guess what? It's the nature of the beast. I'd rather tell you the truth than tell you a lie. You know what I'm saying? If I sit here and tell you a lie, then it's like I'm being fake I'm being fake to you, to who I am.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you, hey, this is what's going on, this is how I feel, and that's just the way it has to be. Even
if you're frustrated, sometimes I'll tell him, I don't want to talk right now because I'm frustrated. I'll talk to you, just give me my moment.
Mm-hmm.
So communicate that, you know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting and then you blow up, and then it's a big old argument about something because you were already frustrated.
Yes.
So just remember that. I'm gonna say this and I'm done, y'all. Just remember that your partner's not a psychic. They not a mind reader.
Nope.
They can't read your mind.
Nope.
You can't expect them to know how you feel if you don't communicate that to them.
Nope.
So just always remember, don't say you should know or you already know, but because that person may not know. They just genuinely may not know. We have to remember that women don't think like men and men don't think like women.
True.
And so you can't expect them to know something that they just don't know.
That's true. And like I said, I would just want to tell men, that we have to learn these two things. Be vulnerable and understand that you need to be transparent. Because if you don't be vulnerable, you'll be transparent, then it's, what I'm saying, how can you say you love this person but you're not being transparent with them? They can't see nothing through you, so you're hiding things. So how is this gonna work out? It's like, hey, this is where we at. When I try to communicate with my wife and say, this is where we at, this is where we're going, here's some of the goals that we have, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta press through this moment, because it's just temporary.
And hold each other accountable. Hold each other accountable as far as communicating goes. That's very important. Vulnerability, accountability, and being transparent. Transparency. So remember those three things. If you don't remember anything else from this podcast, y'all, today, sorry my energy level may not be as high, but today is the day that the helicopter crash with the whole Kobe Bryant and his daughter and all this stuff going on. So, it hurts you, even though we know that that's a part of life. Dying is a part of life, but it really hurts. And so just keep that family in your prayers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified when we post videos. And thank you guys for watching
another episode. And as we always say, relationship rehab. There's three things we want to focus on this relationship rehab. Do you know them three? Because this is a new podcast. Rejuvenate. Restore.
And relate.
And relate with each other. We see you guys in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.